Do you remember the last time you got so lost in something you loved that hours flew by without you even noticing? You know, that feeling of pure happiness and contentment? As kids, we had all the time in the world to play and have fun, but as adults with jobs and other responsibilities, it can feel like there's never enough time or energy for our hobbies. But hobbies shouldn't be a last priority, so let's talk about why we need hobbies. Growing up, I had so many hobbies. I loved reading, playing video games, crafting, painting, playing outside. But as I got older, I spent less and less time with my hobbies, and eventually I stopped doing them pretty much altogether. So I did this for several years, just working, and got to the point where I started to get really burnt out, started getting super sick, and I just felt less like myself. And I knew I needed to take a step back and just reevaluate my priorities. So I ended up quitting my job, taking a couple weeks off just to rest. But the thing that really made a difference was getting back into my hobbies. And I feel like a lot of people can relate to this. So when I was growing up, it was really instilled and drilled into me that getting good grades and success was the most important thing. For the longest time, I felt like my self-worth was attached to my achievements and my accomplishments. So I just kept chasing the next milestone after the next milestone. So when I took that time off to just really think about what I wanted in life and what mattered the most to me and what was just gonna make me feel more at peace and fulfilled, I just wanted to slow down and really find joy in the little moments in life. And so it actually started with a TikTok video. One of my favorite food creators made a sushi bake, and I was just really inspired to make one myself.
Today is day 5 of fun employment, and I am learning a new recipe that I have been seeing literally everywhere. TikTok, YouTube Shorts, you name it, everyone has done it. I wanted to make a sushi bake, and I'm super excited to make it.
I didn't put any pressure on myself. I just made it because I wanted to, and that led to me learning more recipes, to eventually posting them, recording them. It started with cooking, but eventually I started baking, and then I started reading again, and I also picked up a couple new hobbies like my art journaling, which I also make videos about. I learned through that process that I didn't have to be productive or successful to really find contentment and happiness. I just needed to do something that I loved doing. I felt so much better mentally and emotionally, and it really transformed my mindset. So I realized that hobbies shouldn't just be something that you do when you have time, but it's something that you should actually make a priority in your life. I used to feel guilty about doing my hobbies, thinking that there's something else that I should be doing with my time. I should be productive or getting things done, but I learned that making time for your hobbies doesn't take away from productivity. It can actually boost productivity, and what I mean by that is I started reading and cooking and art journaling. I found that I just had a lot more energy, and I just could handle things better at work and in my personal life. I think because making the time to do my hobbies actually helped ground me and also was just a huge stress relief. So maybe you're thinking, that's great, I would love to do more hobbies. But maybe you're wondering, how do I find a hobby? So I feel like it can be kind of overwhelming to find a hobby, because when I was looking up new hobbies, I was just getting bombarded with all of these different ones on social media, and I wanted to try them all. And there are even videos out there that are promoting high value hobbies, the perfect hobbies. But the truth is, there is no such thing as the perfect hobby. We're all so unique, we have different interests, we come from different backgrounds, and just because somebody else is doing it does not mean that you should be doing it, and does not mean that you have to be doing it. So when I thought about what kind of hobbies I wanted to do as an adult, I thought about the hobbies that I loved as a kid. So you might want to start there if you're not sure. And for me, that was reading. So getting back into reading this year felt really natural because it was something that I used to do. But maybe you've outgrown that hobby, or you just want to try something new. So if that's the case, then think about what you've always wanted to try but just never had the chance to do. So for me, it was actually dancing. As a kid, I was just way too shy to do it. So as an adult, I started taking dance classes at my gym. At first, I was super nervous, but eventually I started going more consistently and I got more comfortable, and now it's something that I really look forward to doing. Okay, so now you have a hobby, but the question is, how do I make time for these hobbies. The key is to start small. And I've used this example many times in my videos, but when I started reading, even like 10 to 15 minutes felt really hard. I just wanted to pick up my phone, and I was having a really hard time getting back into it because I set this goal for myself to read for at least like 30 minutes to an hour, which was just way too hard of a goal for me at the time. So set aside a reasonable and achievable amount of time that you can start something back up again. Maybe 10 to 15 minute increments, and then just go from there. The key really is to just be consistent. So start small with a manageable amount of time, and then work your way up to longer periods of time. When I was reading, I made it a priority to make sure that I was picking up a book every single day, and it got to the point where I've read over 40 books this year, but it all started with just reading for 10 to 15 minutes. Another thing that also really helped me make more time for my hobbies was changing my mindset around it and making it more of a priority, something that was a non-negotiable, like going to my job, working out, meal prepping, those things that are just vital to my life. I made sure that I scheduled time in my calendar for hobbies. You can kind of think of it as an appointment with yourself. So I actually schedule time once a week to do my art journaling so that I know every Friday in the afternoon, that's what I'm doing, and it is a priority for me. So those are the 3 things that I changed in my life to really make more time for my hobbies that have been really effective. So start small, change your mindset, and schedule it in your calendar. I actually really love talking about this, and I think I want to turn this into a series where I go more in depth about this topic. So if that's something that you'd like to see, please let me know in the comments down below, and let me know, are you interested in how to find hobbies, the different kind of hobbies, if you want more strategies on making time for hobbies. And that's it for today's video. I hope you found something helpful. I'm personally learning how to crochet, and honestly, it is so freaking hard. I've been seeing these videos all over YouTube, and there are just so many talented makers and creators out there, and you know, I really just want to make a bookmark, but it's actually really hard. I'm gonna start small, and I'm gonna schedule it into my calendar so that I can get a little better at it. Let me know in the comments what your hobbies are, or comment down below something that you've always wanted to try. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more from me. And remember to take care of yourselves because you deserve it. And I'll see you in this video next. Bye.